Okay, so welcome to Face to Face, and today we are sitting with Casey. She's a new blogger, and we welcome her to the Blogs Fair, and we're going to talk about progressive issue of race, discrimination. Casey, welcome to Face to Face. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great, David. Thank you very much.
So, how did you come up with this new endeavor? Before you were working with a lot of immigration issue in Queens, in Jackson High. That's how we met many times.
Many times.
And you decide one day to go live on the web. And how is this working?
Well, I guess when you work with immigrants, when you work with people who come from every corner of planet Earth, you hear so many different stories, and you see so many different portraits of the world and reality that you know nothing about. And here in this country, there's so much we don't know about the rest of the world. And so I wanted to, I love writing. I've always been a writer.
Okay.
Used to write grants, which isn't nearly
Well,
as much
which
fun.
is
Not
the same.
nearly as much fun as writing about politics.
Exactly.
So I wanted to write about issues going on in the world.
Okay.
A wide range of social justice issues, ranging from, as you said, class, I think, is a major issue, race, gender, obviously immigration, because it's an area I know a whole lot about, politics, power structures, education, resources, power manipulation. Of course, since I started 8 weeks ago today, I've been focusing a lot on electoral politics because that's been dominating the news.
issue,
But I want to also spread out and look at more issues related to things going on in the world.
So the name of the site is Just No More?
JustNoMore.com.
Okay.
Yes.
And how technically it was a challenge, or how?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm so not a techie.
Good.
But I thought I could do it myself. Ultimately, I had to get some people to hold my hand because I really didn't know what I was doing technically, and I ran into a lot of obstacles.
Yeah.
The content's
Do you have
easy.
one example of difficulties? Who could be?
I mean. Everything's
To
an
register the
obstacle.
name and
Right.
find the place to the site.
Well, I had an idea of what I
Okay.
wanted the website to look like, and I had an idea of what I wanted to do with it. And I
Okay.
think ultimately, I would like it to be a site that doesn't just share news, but is a place where people come in and have conversations and talk with each other. And so it was very important to me that people register on the site and that they register easily.
Okay, so people can register.
People can register,
Okay.
and once you're registered, you can comment
Okay.
and everything else. But trying to get it so that people could register in a traditional way, or via Facebook, or via Twitter, that was completely over my head, and I had to get somebody to set
help
that
with
up
this stuff,
to help with making that happen.
Okay, and so the beginning, and then you got feedback. How did you manage the feedback? Did you get overwhelmed, or what is the story?
Well, I think I'm getting some positive feedback.
Okay.
I think it surprises me. I've learned so much in the past 8 weeks since the site's been live, that the pieces that I think are the best pieces aren't the ones that get the
popular.
most hits. The sort of play buzz format tends to be more popular than the longer narratives, and because
So the shorter it is, the more people are looking at it, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
right, when it's short, when it has lots of graphics and visuals and sort of the soundbite model, seems to appeal a lot more than some of the more in-depth analysis. On the other hand, and there's a real mixture of content on the site. There's there are pieces that are very carefully documented with footnotes and evidence and everything else, and then there are pieces that are sort of people's personal observations, either my observations or those of guest writers.
Opinions.
Yes, they're portraits of reality. And then there's the pieces that I do, which are a lot of mixtures
Okay.
of both. And strangely, the mixtures are getting some positive. Those are getting a lot of hits.
Oh, great.
So I think I'm going to go with a hybrid.
How you mix different issues on the same articles, or
Right. Well, for example, right now I'm running an article which is entitled "My White Privilege."
Okay.
And I start out saying, you know, I'm a middle-aged white woman, and if I were suspected of selling untaxed cigarettes on the street, the police wouldn't stop and put me in a chokehold. You know that. You know that's true. And that's what I write in the beginning of the article. It's a very personal narrative. But then, as the article goes on, I cite a great deal of very specific instances and statistics and data which sort of back up my personal narrative.
That's a way to do it. That's to start from a personal story. That's very important. If not, people don't understand numbers and graphic. I mean, that doesn't work. That's my problem. But I love graphic and data, but it's not flying anywhere. No. That's that's a good.
On the topic of graphic, I have to give a shout out to Bruce Armstrong, who is
the photographer.
An amazing photographer who has given me access to his work for my site. Not all of the work on the site, but much of it is his amazing
He's unbelievable.
Work. Yes, he really is.
Yeah. So how do you see the story going? You see where do you want? How do you going to develop?
Well, I hope to engage more guest writers.
Okay.
It's a lot harder to get other people to write for me than it is to get up and write myself.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm motivated. I'm ready to sit down and write. I know so many brilliant, talented people who know so much about their little corner of the universe that the rest of us don't know about.
And that's what there's a problem, because people have a very specific vision and experience of the world that they need to share, and that's not necessarily happening, and that's a very complicated issue.
Right. And that's what I want to do. I want to reach out to those folks and get just a wide number of voices on the website, both in terms of writing articles, but, you know, ultimately I have a vision, and it might be, you know, because I'm old and this sort of dates me, but like the old time forums where people engage in discussions and share resources. And maybe that doesn't happen on websites anymore. Maybe that only happens on Facebook.
And you don't think about doing like public discussion and then linking to the website, or physical where people come and then we have a discussion, and then after that find a way to make it live on the site? No.
You see, you're the good networker, David. I'm gonna have to like corner you and come up with these strategies. That's actually a great idea. Thank you.
No, but anyway, so we can share articles with Presenta, and that will be a great start to collaborate together. And but maybe we need to find a way also to make it a story on the street, and then from the street going to the web. I mean, I think we need the both world has to merge.
Let's do it.
Anything you want to specific articles you want to plug? Any information you want to share? Any something coming up?
Well, I'm researching an article right now that I'm really very excited about.
Okay.
And it's about electoral manipulation, and I'm going to be focusing on a gentleman named J.J. Rendon, who is a Miami-based multi-billionaire who financed the manipulation of 28 elections in Latin America. And
can you tell me more?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to be writing my article about it. The story was broken by, of all strange places, Bloomberg News, which is not where you would expect this kind of a story to come out. But he and a hacker who he worked with divided on the 2012 Colombian elections. And they went for different candidates, and up to that point they had been a team. So his hacker ended up in prison, and ended up sort of spilling the beans. But, for example, in the 2012 Mexican elections, the hacker who he employed ran 30,000 automated Twitter accounts to create trends on a wide range of topics, ranging from, accusing one ultra-conservative candidate of being gay, which he wasn't, and ultimately defeating him. And I can't help but feel, as I look at social media, that that's going on right now in our own electoral process. And so this is something I'm looking into, I'm researching, I'm having a lot of fun with. And I hope to have that article out fairly soon. I've been working on it for way too long. This one's not pouring out of me. It's sort of burning inside of me.
Okay. So you are on processing the information, doing some research and so on and so forth? Okay. And it's going to be soon?
Absolutely. JustKnowMore.com.
Okay.
And that's no as in N-O. No.
N-O, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Katie.
David,
I appreciate
thank you so
it.
much.
Was really
this was fun.
Thanks for it.
Thank you.
So that was the show for today. Thank you for watching Face to Face. Please, you can visit us on the web, on Facebook. It's F2F Show, and on Twitter, it's F2F Show. Thank you, and see you soon.